tip number 4 is about being aware and looking at the types of apps that are tracking your location, going into your settings, reviewing them, and just asking yourself the question: why is this app tracking me? Am I comfortable with that? If not, turning the permissions off. And I guess that begs the question to me: is that why? Certainly when I did this a few months ago myself, I was really surprised by just how many apps were tracking where I was, and they didn't feel like the sorts of apps that should be, like computer games. My calculator was tracking my location. Why would a calculator app developer or their developers want to track my location?
Was it a free app?
Absolutely, it was free.
Did you see an advertisement at the bottom?
I did.
Okay. So most of
and I probably they probably asked me lots of things about my permission. Do I have permission to do this and that and the other? And I just wanted a calculator, so I just said yes. Come on, let's do some maths.
You wouldn't be the first person. So this is a big answer to what seems like a simple question. The apps are being developed by the developer. The bit that tracks you, that often comes through something called an SDK, and I'm sorry for the acronym, so it's called a software development kit. The software development kits are predefined pieces of code that go into the apps, and the reason why is because behind the scenes, there is a massive app economy. It is a huge revenue generating industry.
Are we talking thousands of pounds?
No, you're talking billions.
Billions of pounds.
It's related to ads, it's related to the advertising industry, and it's related to how your data gets used, right? That is the bit I can't go into in the background because it's massive. It's outside of my, if you will, my wheelhouse. I do know this. The SDKs, those software development kits, are often given to these app developers. They're plugged in. The app developer themselves will get a portion of revenue if you drive advertising through that. You saw the ad on your free app. All of that generates revenue behind the scenes.
And I've noticed that those adverts are often quite on the money of the things I'm interested in and the places I've been. So that's all that information is being collected.
Advertising.
Do you think those app developers are sharing that information with other organisations, potentially?
Brokers, data brokers, they share the information with them.
And it all goes into a big, enormous algorithm and all sorts of things. They all use it differently.
Data brokers are big mining houses, data mining houses that sit behind the scenes that utilize your data. The guideline here, check your privacy settings, right? You can see which apps are tracking you. You have to go into the detail. Each app, go and open the app, look at what you've allowed. And here's the best tip I can offer you on this. Every time your iOS gets updated or your operating system gets updated for a new whatever, you have to go back in and redo it because many of them will default back to allowing the tracking.
That is a good tip, because I am myself, I'm really quite careful with this.
Yep.
My software's being updated all the time. I'd never thought to go back and look at that. When we're finished here, I will do that straight away.
It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. It takes time. But the measure of this is tracking. It's like every solution, every tool. It is the intention behind its use that matters. So tracking can be annoying because it's an economy generating, revenue generating situation, and you don't want to be targeted. But at the same time, a lot of information was utilized during the pandemic to understand the spread of the virus, and that was done through tracking through apps as well. It does sometimes have, often it has positive impacts. Law enforcement also uses, but that is again how the data is utilized behind the scenes. That is what matters. So it's up to you at an individual level, check your privacy settings.
And looking at the apps and thinking about what you are ultimately comfortable with sharing and who you are sharing it with.
It is a personal responsibility.